I wish I were a man. Then, life would be easier for me. In many ways. Firstly, men don't get frivolously disrespected at work. I don't even mean by coworkers and bosses, I mean by customers. I have had people talk to me crazy when I worked in call centers. Men and women talk to me crazy. Women are worse actually, but men are just weird and creepy. Women are bitches and say they want to speak to a guy, not a woman. Stank cunt between your legs, having ass bitches treat other women horribly, but when it comes to men they twirl their hair around their gnarled fingers and bat their eyelashes. I've never had a man run me out the workplace, but I've had women do it. Yes, there are some women who verbally abuse men because they think they'll get away with it since the man won't fight her back, but that's if she's crazy to taunt a man she doesn't know or the man she's supposed to love. The average woman does not do that, and instead sabotages other women. Second reason I wish I was a guy. I could have a pot belly. Women are with men who have pot bellies all the time. They look like the bullies in Bikini Bottom. If I had a pot belly, I'd die alone. I couldn't even leave the house. Just admit it. It's true. And it's fucked up. Third reason, I could have BO. I could have bad body odor. Stank breath. Beer breath. Cigarette breath. Tobacco breath. And if you're with him in a relationship, you better kiss him. But if you're a woman with shit-ass breath, you'll die alone. Fourth reason, you can fart. Women are expected to hold their farts in until they implode, and then explode. Or, get weird health issues. Do you know how dangerous it is to refuse the body to act on its normal functions, and to hold a fart in? Yikes. But if I fart, he'll puke all over me and be embarrassed and disgusted and get angry and start looking for bitches on Tinder to cheat on me with. Meanwhile, I was watching YouTube and there's a compilation of fart pranks, and when the woman does it, the guy acts disgusted and overreacts, and one guy even said, "We've been married 27 years and I've never heard you fart. How the fucking fuck shit do you hold farts in or hide farts for 27 years? Is that what it takes to stay married that long? Fuck you." Fifth reason, you can be a lazy, fat, sloppy, entitled, spoiled piece of shit if you're a man. You don't have to cook. You come home like, "What's for dinner?" If I come home like, "What's for dinner?" I get looked at crazy. And then I go cook. If I don't cook, I'll starve. If a man doesn't cook, he'll get a woman to cook for him. There's always a bitch who will volunteer to cook. And men say, the way to their heart is through their stomach. Okay, fucking sure. That's just a Jedi mind trick, to get you to think he loves you if you slave away for him, when his lazy fat ass just doesn't know how to cook or he doesn't want to. Sixth reason, men, real men, get work easily and quickly. All kinds of jobs. Any kind of job. A decent day's work, decent pay. It's easier for a woman to be unemployed than a man. A woman needs a bunch of education and a social network to be successful. A man can be a murderer and have served 15 years in prison, and gets out with a prison body and lots of problems, and apply to be a trucker or a cab driver or a bus driver or a construction worker or a painter or a plumber or a cable guy or a roofer or a welder or a mechanic or a pool guy or a farmhand or a janitor or a security guard or furniture mover or a cook or a factory worker or you name it. A woman will have a hard time doing any of those jobs, even getting hired, even getting interviewed, even getting supported as she enrolls to courses. All of those jobs might suck, but they're decent income. Do you know how many sick sons of you-know-whats I know, who are gainfully employed at those jobs? Or even better jobs? Sigh. Seventh reason, a man can be a pervert. Okay, big deal. A pervert. But if a woman is a pervert, it's a longer list of things she'd be called. A whore, a slut, a weird bitch, a freak, a handful, a nightmare, a shame, an embarrassment, a hoe, a good-for-nothing bitch, not good enough, damaged goods, a worthless piece of ass, an easy lay, a pump and dump, a cheap hooker. Jesus Christ. I really sound like a whiny feminist. But no. It's true. I've just realized this. That's why I'm picking the sad AI voice today. 8th reason, men can be violent. If a woman is violent, what is the world coming to? If women fight, they're gross hippos who will die alone and a man will never want them, so we're told. If men fight, they're proud warriors. They're probably going to be popular. How bizarre. 9th reason, mothers love their sons and hate their daughters. Enough said. 10th reason, if I needed to walk somewhere as a man, way less would I have to worry about being in danger. So now the woman has to hitchhike or spend lots of money on Uber or ride with a rude-ass city cab driver or just not go because she doesn't want to be in danger walking. 11th reason, I could be bald and people would find me hot. Women love men with shaved heads. If I shaved my head, outside of religious reasons, men would turn the other way. Maybe even make fun of me. If I start balding, the way you see men with that U-shaped hair, just a ring of hair around a bald spot, he's still married. Or, women and maybe even gay guys would find it even hotter sometimes, because they have a daddy complex. And find old, bald guys hot. If I started losing hair or had bald spots and refused to shave off the struggling hairs that were left in a weird patchy shape like crop circles, I'd die single and alone. I wouldn't be found sexy by the mainstream or a fetish. Unless you have tails from the crypt fetish. If I were already in a relationship and started balding, he would leave me. 12th reason, men help other men out before they help other women. Not because they like men more, but because they are so afraid to look like they do something for a woman, because their egos cannot handle if she friendzones him despite his niceties. So he's just rude to her. It's so disgusting. Men don't dress nicely for women and drive nice cars for women and go to the gym for women. They do it to put other men at ease so they don't get picked on. Women are always secondary when it comes to men's efforts. They do everything for other men. When it comes to women, men will work as hard as where she set the bar. When it comes to men, they'll kill each other over competitive pettiness. 13th reason, men can have body hair and pubes. The idea pains me, shaving and waxing every inch of me, meanwhile he walks in looking like Chewbacca. How is it fair? Imagine doing the most for someone who does the least? I wanna punch a wall. Obviously there are other even more serious reasons a woman would want to be a man, but I'm not a feminist. I promise. I'm just thinking about what I've gone through as a woman, and I think I've gone through these things just because I am a woman. I have eyes and shit. I see what it is. And I know what it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be like 12 years old and married already and just sit around picking flowers and berries and making bread by hand and breastfeeding kids and tossing hay at cattle and composing songs and sitting with geese and ducks at the pond reading a book of poetry under an umbrella with other women, while the guy works or hunts or fishes or finds wood and shit, and comes home, and since I've been sitting around all day, the clothes should be washed and the baby should be able to read and broth should be bubbling on the stovetop, and I should be standing there ready with hard nipples under my apron and a fresh pussy that smells of the roses and berries I picked. But that's not how society is. Men don't want kids, they don't want marriage, they want to pump and dump. So a woman loses her virginity and then she's still single and she needs to take care of herself, now she has to work. Oh whoops. There's a baby now. I'm single and don't have kids, by the way, so don't judge me. Instead, I watch the days pass as I juggle whether I will hold my farts for 27 years and have my man cheat on me with a trans streetwalker, or I can be single and make semi-entertaining videos on YouTube about it. I will blog and rant fart-free. But this isn't even about being single. It's about the workplace and safety, and it sucks to be a woman in that case.